Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm just going to record this session as well. I just wanted to run through kind of expectations for the summit so you know what to expect and how to make the most out of it. And yeah, thanks for being here. And I'll leave the floor open for questions at the end as well. So first of all, I want to cover is just the last two speakers that I haven't announced yet. So the first speaker is Scott Brownlee, who's the CEO of Simple Booklet, which is an interactive PDF software. Now, this speaker is going to be super cool because he's got the most interesting story. He's actually had a company back in uni, like when the dot-com boom started in the late 90s, early 2000s, if anybody knew about that whole era. And he sold his company for millions of dollars at the time, living in his college dorm, and then retired for 10 years and just traveled around the world. Super interesting story. And now he's doing another startup. So yeah, he's going to share a bit about that story. So it's going to be really interesting. And then Kimi Evans, and she's going to be talking about, she's going to do like a 15-20 minute training about how to get visibility in media and TV. In case you don't know Kimi, so she was a news anchor in Los Angeles and so on. And yeah, so she'll talk about that, and she does coaching for people on getting in the media. And the goal of there's two distinct types of speakers. There is the software CEOs, which are going to be more like podcast Q&A style. And then there's going to be the guest experts, which is going to be much more short and to the point training, and then implementation focused. So in her case, for example, it'll be 15-20 minutes training about how to get visibility. And then we'll figure out some sort of an action step on something you can actually do as a result of the session that's going to help you get more visibility. As an example, for me personally, and this is something that we'll discuss with Kimi probably, but I know that for me, I got bookings for people to book me on a podcast and stuff like that when I had a media kit, right? And I don't know if anybody here has a media kit, but that's something that's really helpful to have. So when you're trying to pitch yourself to be on someone's podcast, having a media kit is really helpful. So we'll do some sort of action step that's going to be able to do that. Now I want to go through, this is the final speaker lineup, basically, so you can see them. And basically there's 6 speakers, and they're the software CEOs, which it's going to be 30 minutes or so per speaker. It's not going to be like super long, but it's going to be very podcast style, ask them a bunch of questions, and also learn certain aspects that are very, very relevant to people, to things that you probably want to know. And you're also invited to actually submit your questions. And I'll show you how to get that option as well, so you can ask your questions. And then we're going to do 7 guest experts as well. Again, it's going to be 10 to 20 minutes, give or take, training, and then live Q&A and personal feedback, which I'll explain that in a moment as well. Oh, Tammy, you can't see my screen? Oh, anybody else seeing my screen?
I could see it at first, but now it's just black.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, well, that's not good.
Yeah, it says Iran Bukai has started screen sharing, but it is a black screen.
Oh, lordy. Hang on one second then. Uno momento. God, the tech person's having tech issues, hey?
It just shows you're human. Right? It just shows you're human. So
I know,
thank
right?
you for that. Thank you for the demonstration.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, let me start again this thing.
Hello, Iran.
Oh, hey, Doreen, how's it going?
Wow. How about for yourself?
I'm good. I'm really good.
We've got some excitement today.
We had a bit of a technical hiccup here, but now should be fine.
It's okay. As long as we're solution oriented.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let me backtrack a little bit. So this was Scott Brownlee, the speaker, which I explained, and then there's Kimi, and then these are the sessions. So this is what I'm up to. So we're gonna do the 7 guest speakers. Now it's gonna be 10 to 20 minutes Q&A. Sorry, not Q&A, training, short training, and then there's gonna be live Q&A and personal feedback, which I'll explain what that means in a moment. So obviously with Kimi, you know, there's going to be, okay, media kit, maybe put something together, and then we'll see what else we've got we can do as well. But I want to do some action step. It's going to be relevant. We're going to do a networking event right here on this date. So this is all US time zone, US Eastern Standard Time. So Bonnie Chan, who you may know, she's in my membership. She's going to be running this session. The networking event is going to be an hour and a half, and you can meet people, make connections, make friends, find customers, and so on and so forth, okay? And then at the end, I will do a magic show, which it's funny. It's really, I'll tell you a funny anecdote. I did a survey about asking people, what do they think about, like, you know, what do they think about the summit? Do you have any feedback? And I actually had a few comments saying they thought the magic show was unprofessional. And because it's a business summit, they thought it was like sending the wrong message. And I thought, you know what? I disagree, okay? We all work so bloody hard, you know? I mean, some people here have, you know, like kids, families, they, you know, other responsibilities, a 9-to-5 job, and this is just a side hustle. I mean, I'm doing this full time. I've got the easy life. Single, no family, no responsibilities. I could do this on my own, you know what I mean? There's other people who got so much more going on. And, you know, I think to do a little celebration like that is actually really nice. And also, you're actually invited to bring your family members. So we did this in Christmas last year for my members. We had people's grandparents, kids. I mean, you can bring anyone. I don't care. It's going to be huge fun. And we did it last year. It's going to be really good. So anyway, we're definitely doing the magic show. I don't care if some people didn't like that and thought it was unprofessional. I'm doing it anyway. So there you go. Now, let me tell you a little bit about the individual speakers and what we're going to cover so you can kind of see what the value is. So this is Megan. And what she's going to do, this is going to be a really unique one. So first of all, if you've got questions about paid advertising, bring them along. Now, it is really difficult to do a paid advertising session in a 15, 20-minute, half hour. It's such a difficult topic to cover. But I'll tell you what I brainstormed this with Megan. This is what I'm doing. I gave Megan access to my Facebook ads account. In case you don't know, I've been running Facebook ads for about 5 months now. And I have an agency that runs my Facebook ads. I've spent probably $1,000, maybe $2,000, give it about $1,000 maybe a month in Facebook ads, maybe 2. I'm not even sure, but something like that. And she's going to basically critique my entire ad account and basically, you know, shoot holes through it and talk about strategy. So instead of just like doing some theory, we're actually going to go through my numbers and stuff like that. So, and then hopefully that will inspire you to also ask some questions as well. So that's what that's going to be. There's not going to be much of an action step because it's really impossible to do something like that directly, but at least I'm hoping that will at least give you some ideas about what you need to do Facebook ads or what you need to do to prepare to do Facebook ads, like what you need to have in advance and stuff like that. So that's going to be that session. The next sessions that I'm going to tell you a little bit about is these 3 wonderful ladies. And this is going to be about lead magnets. This is about how to write words that sell. It's going to be very market research focused. And this one is going to be about landing pages, typography, and formatting. Now, the main goal of these sessions, it's not so much for the training. I mean, yes, there's going to be 10, 15-minute training. I'm sure you'll like it. The main goal is I want you to submit your copy to be reviewed live, right? I want to give you live feedback. Now, if you don't have a lead magnet, don't have a landing page, don't have a sales page or any of that stuff, great. You can spend time in that session to actually do that and focus on that because that's what we'll give you some guidance on. But if you have it, great, submit it. I would love for you to submit it. I have so far 2 people that submitted their copy to be reviewed. I'd love to have more because I've got 3 ladies, 2 hours each, who are literally there to just give you feedback totally free of charge, to just do it and give you feedback, okay? So if you've got anything like that, all you got to do, just email to me, send it to me to contact@eranbukai.com, your website, your landing page. If you want to give me a bit of context, about what you want reviewed, what you're hoping to get reviewed, or what your struggle is, that's also welcome. If you don't have any context, that's okay too, but obviously context will be helpful. Next speaker is going to be Veronica. Now, Veronica, a bit of context, she actually helped me publish my book on Amazon. So I asked her to come along and do a session about this topic. I'm sure, who here has written a book? If you can maybe show me hands of who's written a book or wants to write a book. I pretty much, I don't think I've met anybody who doesn't want to write a book, to be honest, right? Everybody's got a story to tell. So anyway, she's going to cover this topic. Bring your questions. I hired her to actually, I'll tell you, this is such an interesting story because you may already know, but I build people's websites on Zoom. Now, I really believe in the done with you model where people do it with you. And I told Veronica, I'll pay you to do it for me on one condition. I want to watch you do my formatting of my book. So that's what she did. So obviously she's never done that with somebody like that. But I was like, I want to watch you do it. And I sat there, I remember it was a Friday night and oops. What happened here? Hang on. It was a Friday night and it was 2 a.m. in the morning. And by 6 a.m., my book was on Amazon published. I was like, oh my God, this is like actually finished. Like I couldn't believe it. It was so quickly. It was really mind blowing for me. And honestly, like by the time I saw her also do the work, I was like, there is zero chance I want to do this on my own. There's just zero chance. Even now that she showed it to me, I'm just happy that I pay her and I have her to do this for me now. So there was also that learning experience. But anyway, she's great. And she'll do a session about self-publishing on Amazon. Bring your questions along. We'll answer those as well. The next thing is going to be a short session, and this is Phoebe. She's actually an accountant in Australia. It's going to be the only not so US time zone friendly session because she's in Australia, but there will be a replay for 24 hours though that have signed up. And basically what's going to happen with this session, it's going to be very short and to the point about how to set your financial goals, but also how to do your budgeting and stuff like that. And the session is going to be called Your Freedom Number. And she also has a template for how to list out all your financials, your expenses, your subscriptions, all that stuff. So they'll all be shared. Some of you might already have that all set up. That's great. Some of you may not. So she'll offer all that. And of course, this is something that I don't know if you know this, but every single month religiously, I do my numbers. Every month on the first of the month, I've got a spreadsheet. I go through my bank accounts. I go through my credit cards. I go through my mortgage. I go through my subscriptions. I cancel any accidental subscriptions I might have gone to cancel or subscribed in a moment of weakness. So, we've all done that. And, kind of take care of all that to make sure that my numbers, at the end of the day, we're trying to be profitable. We're trying to spend the money in the right places. So there you go. So that will be that session. Now, I want to cover a really important topic, which I think, it's the elephant in the middle of the room. Are there any upsells in the summit? And I've got two answers to that. So first of all, there aren't upsells as such, and you will not have any sales pitches in the summit. Yes, there will be a very simple, what's the word? And by the way, if you want to get access to blah, go to blah link, get XYZ coupon. That will be the extent of the pitch. There will not be any, you know how those webinars go, where you do a webinar and you go through the value of the whole value stack. There's going to be none of that. It is going to be purely educational, purely implementation focused stories as well and stuff like that. And then, I'll give you an example. I have negotiated a very special offer with the company Blue, specifically for people who are following me and are going to be in the summit. And, there's a special offer that they've created literally on their website. They've got the name of the company /Eran, and it's going to be just for my audience, basically. So there's going to be those options and it's going to be offers like that, but it's literally going to be, here's 30 seconds of what the offer is. If you want to go learn more about it, go to blah link, and that's it. That's going to be the extent of it. So there's a coupon code for this one. There's a coupon code for this one, and there's a special offering for this one. This is System.io, which is my software that I use for my landing pages, funnels, and stuff like that, which may or may not be applicable to you. You might be using something else and you're happy with it. That's totally fine. Blue is a project management tool, and ClipScribe is a video editing tool. So that's what I've got so far. I haven't spoken to the other two CEOs to see if I can get some discount codes or anything like that. But again, you may or may not even need those. I'm just saying that's going to be the 30 seconds pitch on each, which is basically not going to be a pitch at all. That's answer number one. Answer number two, my business primarily is a subscription-based business. That's where I'm transitioning toward. That's what I've been focusing on because I like the recurring revenue. It is way more scalable. And I am raising my price on my membership from $55 to $99 a month. And that's going to happen on the 1st of October. Again, there will not be a pitch in the summit about this. I will do a more extensive webinar after the summit for those that want to learn more about it. Of course, if you're already in the membership, the price remains at whatever price you joined and so on. So that's the only quote unquote upsell. Again, I won't even cover that in the summit itself. It will only be post-summit webinar, which you will need to register for on your own separately if you want to learn more about it. And if you don't care, that's all good. No worries at all. So we'll cover in that particular webinar logistically, like why am I raising the price? Like there's a logistical reason why I'm raising the price. So I'll explain that. I'll cover what you'll get in the membership, what problem the membership solves, the journey of success from the membership, like what is the actual transformation, and also a little bit behind the scene about what the vision is for the membership long term, which I think even if you're not interested in membership and you don't actually care, I think this will be, I mean, I don't know about you, but I always get inspired about hearing about other people's businesses and business ideas and what they do and how they do it. Even if it's a totally different niche, I definitely get inspired by that. So anyway, I think this will be valuable regardless of whether you're interested or not. Now, I want to talk to you about the summit access levels, and I'm going to cover those rapidly. So there is the free ticket, which, everybody is welcome to join that. You'll basically get access to everything that I've just shown you, all the sessions, and you'll get access to the 13 sessions plus. So it's going to be 6 speakers, 7 experts plus, and it's going to be, you'll get the replay for 24 hours, basically. You get now I'm going to cover this one. I'm not going to cover this one yet. I'm going to cover the VIP. Now the VIP, actually, before I go to the VIP, let me just stop sharing my screen for a second and tell you a little story, okay? So I think this is important to cover. This whole virtual summit, just so you know, like a little story, 2 years ago, I mean, I did a blog post about virtual summits and I said, my review on virtual summits is don't do it. It is too much hard work because I was a speaker at a few and I saw what the speakers went through, like the organizers. And I was like, there's no freaking way I'm doing this ever. Like this is so ridiculous. And here I am 2 years later, busting my, for like 3 months to put this together. And, it's been a real good learning curve and, it's been good fun. I'm still not 100% convinced that the ROI or ROE, return on investment or return on effort, is really totally worth it. I'm not totally convinced yet. I think I'll be able to evaluate that and give you an honest answer when it's all said and done, okay? But I've definitely learned a lot. It's been great in many ways. So anyway, that's that in terms of like the hard work of it. And I think that's really important to know. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because I've been learning about virtual summits for months. And there was a specific podcast I've been binging. Like I'm talking like probably every time I go for a walk or every time I go to the gym or whatever, I probably listen to like 30 or 40 podcast episodes dedicated specifically on virtual summits. That's how I've gotten the inspiration for different ideas. Now, learning about what that person does, what they do, their funnel is basically podcasts with a lot of content about virtual summits to the Facebook group, and then a high ticket funnel to sell you a course for $6,000 about how to do virtual summits. And I signed up not for the course, but, to apply for it. And, I just was like, look, I love the value you've given me. I got a lot of inspiration from the podcast, but I'm 50-50 on your model and how you do things. I'm not in total alignment with it. So I'm not going to spend $6,000 if I'm going to have to implement your philosophy. It just makes no sense. At the same time, I got a lot of value for it. I wanted to pay something to that person because, I got a lot of value. So, and then they did some summit or some challenge or something, which was like $47. Like out of the blue, they don't have any other offer. They just have the high ticket. So I immediately paid for the $47 because I was like, I just want to pay and support. Then I get direct messages, did you enjoy the summit or the challenge? Are you joining? I'm not joining. I don't care about any of it. I didn't even read the sales page. I was just happy you had something for me to pay that was comfortable for me to pay, that I was happy to pay, to thank you for the content in the podcast. That's all it was just a way to exchange, right? So that I thought about that, and I thought the 147, when I surveyed my VIP ticket, the 147 was a little bit of a pricey point for some people, and that's okay. So I thought, you know what, I'll do an all access pass. And that's going to be kind of for those people that are like, I love the summit. I love the idea. I appreciate the content. I want to do something to support it. That's kind of what that ticket is for. Okay. So that's a little bit of context for you on that. So let me just go back to that. There you go. So this is kind of what this is. Now you're going to get access to the replays. You'll also get a one-on-one session with my tech support coach and a software consultation with me if you need help with choosing a software, and an email marketing guide, which is just like some bonuses. I'll give you the link if you want to check it out separately. I'll leave it in the chat in a moment. So now this is kind of for the people that are like, I love everything and I want to support it. That's kind of what it's for. Okay. And then of course the replays. Now, by the way, the replays, when I say replays, there is also some overheads coming with the replays. Like I have every session, we chop this. I have a virtual assistant that watches the video and chops all the silent moments. So there's no silent moments. So it's like very succinct content. There is also transcription. Video gets edited, and there's a PDF summary on that session. So there's some overheads along these lines as well. So that helps me cover the costs. So that's what this is. The VIP ticket is really the one that I really want people to take advantage of. And by the way, if you're in my membership, you are already getting this automatically, so you don't even have to think about it. Okay, that's already included. But the VIP ticket is basically you get all the courses, seven courses that I'm offering, plus one-on-one time with me during the summit. Now, let me explain what does the one-on-one time actually means. Now, to do that, I need to take you through this quickly. So you'll notice, you may have looked at this calendar and look at the schedule and be like, around those times don't quite make sense. See, this one is this is US time zone. This is at 9 a.m. This is at 4 p.m. It's a bit of a gap in between, right? Because a lot of the times the virtual summits, they're kind of back to back, right? Now you'll notice this one is 4 p.m. This is 7 p.m. So there's a gap here. There's a bit of a gap here. This is 10 a.m. This is 3 p.m. There's a bit of a gap here. This is one after the other. This is 12 noon, 2 p.m., 10 p.m. So between this one and this one, there's about a 6-hour gap, right? Now, in those gaps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on Zoom, just like I am right now. And if you want to join the Zoom call and you want my help, I'm there for those few hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, give or take, whatever the time frame is, okay? And what you can do, you can come and I'll literally build your website for you, or do a coaching session, or whatever you need help with. So obviously, if I have a lot of people there, there's going to be a limitation of, I'm going to have to put a limit like half an hour per person, an hour per person. But I don't know how many people are going to be there. All I know is I'm going to be on Zoom. And if you want me to build your website, you could just come and I'll just do it for you. That's what the VIP ticket is for, is to actually get stuff done. Because if there's one thing I can't stand is consumption, just content consumption without implementation, right? And I know we're all guilty of that at one point or another. We might have done a course, watched everything, listened to everything, and did nothing with it. Or even did a course and bought a course and did nothing with it, right? So I want to really eliminate that as much as possible, try to eliminate that by offering that implementation time with me personally. And, if you show up and you've got the content ready and, you're there, I'll just build your website. I'll just do whatever, I'll just spend that time. I'm basically allocating my day in those 4 days, basically, to do that. So if you notice the gaps between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., there's going to be probably about 5-hour gap here, right? Now, am I going to be there for the 5 hours? I'll probably be there for 3 to 5 hours, give or take, depending on how people show up. Here, there may or may not be a gap because she's going to be giving feedback on copy. So we'll see if there's a gap. Here, there's definitely a gap of about 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, give or take. Then after Kimi, there might be some time as well. Then if people are going to show up, I'll definitely stick around as well, because between this session and this session, there's a gap, right? Like it is a decent gap as well. Yeah, and then here, there's no gap in this one, really. There is definitely a gap here. So here you can expect a good solid 4-hour session. There's not much of a gap between these two. There's definitely a gap between these two. So if you look at the numbers, there's probably about 4 to 6 session gaps where I can spend between 3 to 6 hours where I can be on Zoom and help people. Now, obviously, so long as I can stay awake and if I've got people there, I'll be there, okay? So it's going to be really productive. And then I've got obviously other stuff that I plan on doing in that time. Like there's nobody there. I'm just going to work on my own stuff, but I'm going to be there. If you're going to show up and you want to get some stuff done, then that's definitely going to be productive. Okay, so that's what the VIP is for those people that are like, I want to get stuff done. Okay, now the price right now before the summit is $147. It's going to go up to $297 during the summit. If you want to join after the summit, like when the summit starts, you could still do that. I'm going to do it for $297 basically. The 7 courses are going to be landing page in a day, thank you page in a day, lead magnet in a day, email sequence in a day, pretty links in a day, text automations in a day, and flip ebook in a day. Most of them are done. There's a couple of them that are not finished yet. I'm still finalizing them. Did you want to see a bit behind the scene about the courses, by the way? Would you like to see that? I don't mind. If you're interested, I'll leave a comment for me, then I'll show it to you. I don't want to bore you, right? But if you are interested, I'll show you a little bit behind the scene on the whole video production and all that stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of stuff in recent. In the sessions, by the way, it's not just going to be me. It's going to be me plus my tech VA, Rose, and my tech VA, Peter. Now, this is the advantages of being VIP. So the techie stuff, connecting domain names, email integrations, setting up a professional email address, installing Google Analytics, setting up Facebook Pixel, all that stuff, Peter is the tech genius on all that stuff. So if you need help in those implementation sessions, that's what he's going to help, okay? And also, if you're in the all access pass, you'll get 20 minutes with Peter as well to do that stuff with you if you need that. That's just a 20-minute session, not like whatever you want during the 4 days, okay? But you'll still get Peter. So this is going to be really good for the techie stuff. There's going to be basic stuff. For example, some people don't know how to use Loom, which Loom is like, that's what I use every single day to create my course videos. Every day, my Instagram Reels, my YouTube videos, my course videos, my tutorials for my VAs, my support videos or answer videos, or even sales, what do you call it? Like sales demos or whatever. If I do that, I use Loom for that. If I send it on email. So if you want to learn how to use it, then Rose is going to help you do that. If you're still using passwords like, around 123, i.e. your name 123, or things like that, which is just like, oh my God, don't do that, please. Because some people do that. Then, you want to set up a password manager. So you may not know how to do that. Great. Rose can help you do that. Some people still have not discovered the beautiful world of Canva and need help with that. Great. Rose can show you how to do that. There's also inbox management. Who is receiving way too many emails in their inbox right now? Okay, great. Who here knows how to filter emails so you don't get too many emails in your inbox? You do, good. Some people don't, great. So Rose can help you figure that stuff out. So there's gonna be different things like that Rose can help you with, Peter can help you with that. Again, what I'm gonna do is I'll build your website. If you want to discuss strategy, I'll do coaching calls for free as well. Like you can ask me whatever questions, we can do that as well. Basically, whatever you need, I'm there to be used, okay, for that time, okay? Now, if you are in the all access pass, not the VIP, you're still welcome to join these calls. It's just that I cannot guarantee you're gonna do this with me, right? Because I'm gonna focus on the VIPs, but you're welcome to be there and learn, because I think we've all experienced being in a group call and we learn from seeing other people's questions as well. So I'm cool with you showing up, but there's zero guarantee that you're going to get any of this stuff done with us, because I'm going to focus on the VIPs, okay? Now, the VIP is limited to 99 people, okay? Because there's a limit. Obviously, there's I want to be able to provide what I'm telling you. Now, originally, you may have remembered it or not seen it, or maybe you haven't seen it, but I said that the one-on-one session for the VIPs is going to happen in December. The reason I said it is because that's my fallback plan. Because if let's just assume, best case scenario, I have 99 people signing up for my VIP, chances are in 4 days, I'm not going to be able to spend an hour with every single one of them. That's just logistically not physically possible, even if I don't sleep at all, it's going to be pretty difficult to do in 4 days. Okay. So I have that fallback plan for December. So even if you end up joining the VIP and for whatever reason, we don't get to spend that hour together, or also a very real scenario, you might not have your content ready and prepared in that 4 days to really make the most of that session. That's also a possibility. Then in December, I will still spend that 1 hour session with you, basically. So best case scenario, we'll spend that 1 hour together during the VIP time in the 4 days. Worst case scenario, you'll get it in December regardless, okay? So again, the price right now is $147, price is gonna go up to $297 when the summit starts. All access pass, again, like I said, no promises on working with me one-on-one. I mean, if you're there and there's nobody else there, I mean, I'll just do it, you know what I mean? I'm there anyway, so you'll just score a freaking great deal, but you know, I highly doubt that's gonna. And also, I'm gonna have other members. It's not just the VIPs. I'm gonna have DCT members there as well. So, you know, and I've got 100 members. So there's gonna be definitely. I definitely expect to be people there. It's gonna be $27 before the summit, $37 once the summit starts. That's for the all access pass. Now, let me walk you through the virtual summit hub. And by the way, if you have questions, please leave a comment in the chat. I will answer everything in the end, but do leave it as we go through. I will answer you for sure. Now, I want to walk you through the virtual summit hub quickly. So let me explain the process of why I have the hub and how I have it set up. So everybody could still see my screen, right? You can just let me know you're still seeing my screen.
No, we can't. I can't.
Okay. What about now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is the hub, okay? Now, do you mind I give you a little snippet about one of the courses? So one of the courses is called Thank You Page in a Day, right? Now, one thing that is really where people kind of complicate getting a website done, or where you can actually get it done really fast, is to actually take inspiration from someone else's something and then use it. Now, who here is in Amy Porterfield's recent challenge or follows her at all or anything like that? Anybody? No? A little bit? Okay, some. So let me just see. So you see, when she did her recent challenge, this was her hub, right? Which after you sign up, this is what you see. Right? You see this, you get connected to the community, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And I thought, okay, I like this thank you page. I like that type of a model. I'm not necessarily a fan of what she has there. It's not exactly my branding. It's not whatever, but you know, it's a beautiful page. I like the style and I got inspired to create something similar. So this is my version, okay? Whether you like mine or Amy's, I don't, you know, everybody's got their preference, you know, but you know, that's kind of the inspiration that I got for creating this little hub. And yeah, so there you go. So that's that. Now, on this page, let me make it a little bit bigger. Hang on. Okay, there you go. On this page, it's really, I set it up in a way where basically you see 1, 2, 3, live session, i.e. the present. So I'll open up in a new tab. Whatever you click, it will open in a new tab automatically, right? So first of all, there's the live session, which is, let me just open it up. This one. So this is basically, whenever you're going to see the live session, you're going to see the next session that's coming up, and it's going to be here. So whenever you want to watch the live session, this is where you can go. If you want to submit a question, then you can click on this link and it will open in a new tab. And then you can just submit your question right here. And then I'll make sure that I ask the speakers in the session. If you have questions, great. If you don't worry. I've got plenty of questions for those software CEOs. A little backstory, in case you don't know. I mean, I've been wanting to start a software company for at least 2 years, right? So one of the reasons I'm having those software CEOs is it's honestly a bit selfish because I want to talk to them because I want to get free mentorship, honestly. Like, so I've got my own questions. Now, if you guys want to ask questions as well, they're gonna obviously be happy to answer, but I'm selfishly wanting to talk to them personally as well. So this is where you'll see the live. You'll see exactly what the countdown timer is for each next session. So that's this live. The replays. So again, the replays are always going to be available here. Basically for 24 hours, the 3 sessions of the day before, it's always going to be available. This is where you go. And if you want to get the all access pass, this will be the link to grab it. It's always going to be there for those that want it. And then the upcoming agenda, and this is where I want you all to go right after this as well, which is this link, because when you click on this calendar, this link, sorry, it will automatically add the sessions to the calendar, okay? So you just click on this link and it will automatically open in Gmail and get added to your calendar. So you don't have to go and manually input anything. It will automatically get added, basically. You'll see virtual summits in this purple, and it will automatically show up. So you could see these ones, basically, it will automatically show up, okay? So make sure you grab that. If you want, I'll put it in the chat as well. Yeah. Cool, so that's the present, the past, and the future. that was my thought process. I don't know if it's a smart way to do it. Maybe it's too many clicks, but anyway, that was my thought process. Now, the next part is earn money with the summit if you want. So obviously, I'd appreciate if you want to share the summit as well. You can join the giveaway. And basically, what I'm going to do is you basically can share it on email, share it on Messenger, share it to your Instagram, join my Facebook group, follow me on TikTok, all these little goodies. You get different points. And basically, at the end of each speaker session, I'm going to do a little, you know, that spin wheel thing. One person, whoever's going to win, it's going to get $100 cash. I'll PayPal to you afterwards, basically. So 5 speaker sessions, $100 for each session, $500 total. So that's $500 for grabs. If you want to share the summit, you could just click on this link to join the giveaway. Also, this one is the predict game. Now, I haven't told you how many people registered because I don't want to tell you, because I did a little game here. You can submit your guess on how many people you think are going to be registered. And whoever is the closest is going to get $250 cash. I'll just PayPal to you just for making the right guess. So that's another little fun thing. Why did I do that? I don't know. It's different, whatever. There's also a little backstory is I was actually, I had one speaker that bailed on me and I was like, bloody hell. I was really hoping to have that speaker. So I was looking for another speaker. So the person that actually developed this software, he sold his previous company, which I'm still a customer of that previous company. So I wanted him to be a speaker. At the end, I found out a speaker, so I don't actually needed him anymore. But that's why I signed up. And I thought, you know what? I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'll build a relationship with this CEO and I'll do a little game to kind of, I don't know, have some engagement. So anyway, that's the predict game. So if you want to go and make a guess and see how much you get, that's great. And here is where you can join the affiliate program if you want to promote the summit and earn commission. So you get 40% commission or you get 80% commission on any sales if you also upgrade to any of the paid tickets. Doesn't matter if you're on the 27 or 147, I'll pay you 80% commission as opposed to 40. So that's a little side benefit to being an affiliate. And that's pretty much what I wanted to cover on the thank you page, I think. Let me just double check. Just stop my share and make sure that I covered what I wanted to cover on this. Okay, yeah. So let me share my screen again. Yes, the minimum is 1,000 people because that was my like, if I don't get 1,000 people registered for this, I mean, honestly, like, I just want to get, like, I was like, there's no way I can have less than 1,000. That was kind of my thought process on it. So I wanted everybody's, what's the word? Some people use the word prayers. I don't really use that word necessarily, but everybody's wishes and well intentions and positive thinking. So I thought I'll put 1,000. So everybody's guess has to be at least 1,000 or more. So what's the word? Like a vision or
Manifestation. You want to
manifestation. That was the
manifest,
word I was looking for.
manifest that.
That was the word I was
Mhm.
looking for. So I don't really use those words, but we all have different words for the same thing, basically. So that was if I can get, people to manifest over 1,000 registrations, I'll have that. So yeah, so that's that. Positive vibes for abundant manifestation. I love it. Exactly. So there was something else that I was trying to show you. Hang on. Okay, so this was the hub. So I showed you that. And action steps. I definitely want you to get the calendar link so you can do that. Obviously, choose your access level, free, all access if you want to just support the summit, or VIP. If you're already a DCT member, that's all good. If you want to join the DCT membership, you could do that as well, and you'll automatically be VIP. That's okay too. And then if you have any questions, leave it in the chat now and I'll answer it. Oh, and then giveaway, if you want to help me share the summit and all that, I'll obviously greatly appreciate it, and so on. Now, let me just tackle some questions now. Magic is surprise and delight. Absolutely. Can you post how long each speaker plans to be speaking and available? Great question. So the speakers is really going to be half an hour each, I'm assuming, because that's going to be interview style, as in the software CEOs. Max 45 minutes, I think. I don't want to make it too long. Something like that. And then the guest experts, I think it's going to be between 10 and 15 minutes each. The only one that will probably spill over that is Megan, the Facebook and Instagram ads lady, just because it's not really going to be a training session because it's kind of difficult. She'll just do an audit. So we'll kind of play it by ear. And obviously, once the training is done, the point about the guest experts, it's not so much for them to do the training. I wanted them to do enough, little bit of training to get, what it's like. If I come up to the first session and I say, hi, everybody, did anybody have any questions? You're just going to be blank. So I want to get your mind, I want to get people's mind thinking on the topic for 10 minutes, and then you can ask questions or get reviews or whatever on your stuff. So there you go. Okay, next question. Will Peter or any of your other VAs be there as well? So yes, they will be. Definitely, they will be. I don't know if they'll do my hours, but they will be there for, they both have kids, so I'm not, they're not like, let's put it that way. I do not expect anybody to do my hours, and that's okay. No, I do not recommend my schedule to anybody. So yeah. Let's see. Peter is awesome. I agree. How long for the techie stuff as VIP versus the 20 minutes? Great question. So the techie stuff is 20 minutes, one session you book. If you're VIP, you can just show up. Whenever I'm on Zoom, you just show up, and if I'm there, we'll do the work basically. So it's kind of unlimited within reason, if that makes sense. So if there's going to be 20 people there or 30 people there, I can't do 30 people's websites in one go, but it's going to be still available, and you'll still have the option to book a one-on-one with Peter separately as well. So that's also included because the all access pass is included as well. I hope you sleep during this. Self-care is critical. Yes, I agree. So I did, book so the day the summit finishes, it actually finishes at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. my time. And then at midnight, same day, I'm actually flying to Thailand. I've got a business class flight to Thailand. So, and I've got a 5-star hotel. I'm staying there for 2 weeks. So I'm all good. So I'm going to Thailand, and then I'm going to Dubai, and then I'm going to Israel. So this is, my family's in Israel. So it's all good. I've got it's no worries about me. I've got it all taken care of as well. So I have so many moms. I've got so many moms. So I appreciate all my virtual moms for their care.
Well,
Yeah,
we know, Iran, we know like when we fill our bucket, we have so much more to give. And
totally,
so it's so kind when all of us can do that, right? When you can start
totally.
with a full bucket,
That's right.
then it's
That's
not
right.
as exhausting.
That's right.
It can be
Exactly.
fun, fun, fun,
That's
fun.
right. Now, I'll tell you, it's interesting. You bring up a really good point. I actually did something very similar to what, because this is, I mean, we've all seen the different words, the, challenges, summits, virtual summits, boot camps, whatever. This is a bit of a hybrid between a boot camp and a challenge and a summit. It's a bit of a hybrid of all, a little bit, depending on how you want to define them. But I actually did a 14-day website DIY challenge at the beginning of the year. Some of you may have been a part of it, maybe you weren't. But I did the same thing, basically, except for it was just build your website down in 14 days. And I did 2 calls per day. Each call was between 2 to 4 hours. I was on Zoom for 6 to 8 hours a day for 14 days straight. And let me tell you, 8 days into it, I mean, I was knackered. I was so knackered. So this time it's 4 days. It's going to be a breeze by comparison. So I'm all good. But yeah, that was January. Cool. How do I become this team member again? So I'll give you the link for that, Doreen. So let me just grab it. Hang on. So I just put it in the chat. If you want to join the membership, that's that. If you are going to join the membership, I always recommend buy the $99 session. It's just worth it because you'll get a one-on-one session with me. I don't offer it elsewhere really. So I always have that as a one upsell, and it's just a good, it's just a good upsell. It's a good upsell for me. It's a good upsell for you, honestly. So good value for both. Okay, next question is, Mona, did I answer your question? If I need help with the tech stuff, is it better to get the VIP pass or join as VST member? Seems course help is similar. So no, the course and the tech help is very different. The course is self-study. The tech help is us being on Zoom helping you. So if you're a self-starter and you could watch courses on your own, you probably, my courses are no different to someone else's courses. I mean, maybe somebody likes me better or likes my teaching style better. Maybe they like someone else's better. Everybody's got their preference. I'm not trying to compete with other courses. I'm focused on the implementation side, right? Like in terms of where I bring things to the table is I don't want to give you consumption. I want to get stuff done. That's my focus, right? So that's kind of the difference on that. Hope that makes sense, Mona.
I want to ask because I want to know if I join as a member, I also get some implementation help from your VA, right? Like if I have questions. So what's the difference if I join as the VIP here on the summit, then I also get the 20-minute. So just wonder what does it make more sense if I should join as a member or join as a VIP rather than the regular member?
The best value is always going to be the membership. No two ways about it. Now, the other difference between the VIP and membership is when you buy the VIP member, like I think Hillary bought the VIP as an example. So you get 7 courses, landing page in a day, email sequence in a day, think, you know the ones, 7 of them, right? Now, if you cancel the membership, you get those courses revoked. You don't have access to them anymore, right? The VIPs, you bought them standalone. Even if you join the membership, Hillary, for example, and you decide to cancel, you'll still have access to those courses because you bought them as a VIP. So does that make sense? So the membership is you're renting my content versus buying my content, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
can I speak to Mona for Mona? I'll say if you need a lot of tech help and do with you kind of help, I would just say the membership has been, sometimes there's some months that I don't talk to Iran really, or I don't show up, but there's this in the last week, I've at least spent probably 10 hours getting things done. And now I have something done, I can move forward to the next thing. And you can think of it like as batch time, like, okay, I need to do this, and you can just schedule a meeting or or hop on to one of the office hours. So the membership has really been valuable.
Yeah, that's very helpful. That's exactly what I want to ask.
Yeah, totally. The membership does offer one-on-one time, but not with me personally. You get one-on-one time with Peter, who's here, by the way. Peter, you can show your face if you're not holding kids or if it's all good. So, Peter is my tech support coach, and he does a lot of techie stuff, which is like, you know, connecting your domain name, setting up a professional email address, installing Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel. I mean, stuff like the mind-numbing stuff that I just like, oh my God, it's mind-numbing for me, let alone for you.
And
okay?
I can give a recommendation to Peter too, because this
Right.
morning I was on the call with him. Yesterday I was on the call with him. And, you know, it wasn't because he didn't help me yesterday. He helped me yesterday. I had to do stuff, and he helped me again today once I got stuff done. And
Yeah.
he's very patient and
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter.
Yes. Awesome, Peter.
Thanks,
So-
Amy.
Yeah, so you get access to Peter to do that stuff. He basically does the one-on-one stuff. I don't do the one-on-one at all. That's something you pay for extra. If you need my one-on-one, so for example, Peter won't build your website, for example. He'll just tell you where to click and guide you on different things, but he's not
Yeah.
going to build your website for you. On the other hand, there is different things like when we do a group call, like with System.io, because System.io has such good templates that you can build. It's just their builder is so good. I built, like, I think it was 3 days ago, we did a group call, and I just built somebody's sales page in the group call because it was that simple, which is what we're going to do in the implementation sessions during the summit as well. You'll see, like, if you're using System or Zenler, I mean, I can get a page done quickly, right? So
Yeah.
Kajabi, not as quickly, just because there's more moving parts to it, but System and Zenler, really quick, especially System. So anyway, that's kind of the benefit. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, that's good. That's great to know. I think I need a technical help first, then I go to the next is your time with the,
How does the replay access work if you're a DCT member? You get access to everything as DCT member, basically. So you get, the DCT member, the membership is like, you get everything, basically. Like, my goal of the membership, it's like this tier that is like, if you're a member, basically whatever I release, you get it. You don't have to think, oh, did I pay for this? Did I not know you're paying for it? Like, you're getting everything, basically. So, yeah. And I would love to spill it over to software in the future. Maybe not. It just depends on cost. What I made promises on is digital courses, all my any ongoing features and stuff like that. As I start building software companies or whatever, if I can spill that over in some ways, I will definitely do that. That's a little bit different because it's got overheads. But again, with the membership, it's just whatever I can give, whatever gets added, you're basically getting that as add-on. It was interesting. I did a podcast just before this with somebody, and it's true. Somebody joined the membership 6 months ago. I mean, I didn't have Peter in the membership. I mean, when Amy joined, Amy's in the membership, Mindy's in the membership. I think when Mindy and Amy joined, my membership was email support. I don't think it was anything. It was just email. You can email me anytime and I'll answer you in under 24 hours. That was the extent of
Yes,
the
but we also hopped on Zoom initially. We would hop on Zoom.
I did an onboarding call with everybody. That's right. I did a one-on-one onboarding. But that was the membership. It wasn't like, I think I had maybe 1 or 2 courses. I didn't even have anything in particular. Now I've got about 10 courses ready. Plus you get 3 group calls, which didn't exist before. I didn't do any group calls before. There's obviously a lot more tutorials now. And there is now an onboarding VA, and there is Peter for tech support VA, unlimited one-on-ones. So things are getting added, which is also why the price is going up, by the way. That's one of the reasons, because there is those, I think, let's put it that way. If you were to survey all my members, the fact that they can now have one-on-one time, it's like, holy F, like this is so good, right? To do that. And it's so good for me too, to be honest. Like it really is, because sometimes answering some support tickets was just agony, because I'm like, this would be so much easier hopping on a Zoom call, but you know, it's so not scalable to do it that way. So this is why, you know, things have evolved, but those who got in early, well, awesome. Cool. So that's that. Minimum 1,000 people. Positive vibes for abundant manifestation. Love that. How are you going to take care of yourself during the summit? During the summit, well, it's a great question. I eat a lot of fruit. I got a lot of yogurt in my fridge. I drink water, and I don't have more than 2 cups of coffee a day. And I bought a lot of decaf coffee just in case I feel like having more coffee, but I want to not.
And no Red Bull, no caffeine shots of any. No, don't do any of that. Do you do that?
I do I feel like if I don't feel like coffee and I feel like Red Bull, I'll do that instead of a coffee, but I still will not do more than 2 a day of a shot. And also there's downstairs, there's a coffee shop, and they have this juice with ginger in it. And it's like, you drink it, it's like ginger straight to your veins. You're like, so I've got I cleaned out their entire fridge of that celery ginger juice. So I've got that as well. Wish we could send some food and drink service to Iran. Yes, well, you can by buying my VIP tickets. You're essentially paying for my. I like the idea of 99 offer, but I've packaged with you, but I've not yet redeemed. Yeah, that's right. You do, Doreen. We need to make use of that. But anyway, you can always stash that extra one-on-one session. I'm sure it'll come in handy at some point. So you're welcome to do that if you want. Mind-numbing, but totally just fun for Peter. Yeah, totally. What happens in the group calls? Great questions. Yeah, Doreen, because you were in the membership at the beginning. So the group calls, I don't think you were part of that at all, really. So the group calls actually evolved because of the challenge that I did, the one that I was like, I killed myself over for 14 days. It actually evolved from there because I don't know if you know, but so this is a huge mistake that I've made in my membership, and is doing things that I like because I like it. I.e., I don't like I actually, yeah, Doreen, I don't think I was doing group call at all, actually, when you were in the membership, now that I think about it. But anyway, this is a huge mistake that I've made, right? Like the reason I didn't do group calls at the beginning, it's not like, it's just that I actually don't attend group calls. When I sign up for coaching programs and courses, I'm just not the type to show up for those. It's just not my way of learning. I like to learn by watching the person selling the course and consuming how they do it and learning from that, and then making connections. That's my way of doing it. The group calls, like asking questions, it's just not my way of learning. I don't like to listen to other people's questions. It's just not how I learn, right? Now, I've learned that was a huge mistake because a lot of people, and when I say a lot, I'd say probably more than 50% of people actually love group calls. They actually love listening to other people's questions and learning from that. And it's something that I discounted incorrectly. And when I did the challenge, I was blown away about how much value people got from those group calls. So I was like, okay, I messed up. I really should do group calls. It's not about my feelings. It's about what's valuable to my audience. So I thought it makes no difference to me to have those group calls. No difference. It's not like a burden for me to do group calls. It's very scalable. It works great. I enjoy it. We get good value. Why not? So what happens in the group calls typically is we do Q&A, 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on how people show up. Sometimes it goes longer. And that's me time, basically. Like I answer those questions, we share a screen, whatever. Sometimes there's questions that are legitimately, it's just not worth everybody listening to that question because that question is so tedious, and that's okay. I'm happy to support that. I will send you to a breakout room with Peter to do that particular scenario. Also, in some cases, somebody might show up who hasn't been in the membership for a while, hasn't shown up, and I need to just catch up with them one-on-one for a little bit. So we might go to a breakout room and actually just do that conversation privately. That's another use case. And typically, what has to happen? Thanks, Mindy. I appreciate you being here. What will be useful, basically, in that scenario is I answer questions, and sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm bailing now, and I leave Peter alone to answer questions if there's any other questions. And we do co-working, basically. Co-working meaning everybody goes on silent and just work, basically. And that's pretty much it. And, that's just a way to, and some people just show up just to work, and that's it, right? I've got one person in the UK who comes to the one session a week, and all he comes to do is to force himself to work on his business for that 2 hours, basically. That's the only reason he shows up. He doesn't have questions. He's not in any niche that's relevant to any of you or me even. Like, he's just learning to be a developer, and he's just coming to like be focused. It's all he's coming for, right? For accountability purposes and nothing else. So that's another reason why you would come for the calls. And, you know, sometimes it's just fun to co-work with people, because we all know can get a little bit lonely with entrepreneurship. You're on your own and whatever. So there you go. So that's that. Yeah, so there you go. Group calls help your clients reach results and what is solved in them. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. So anyway, that was something that I learned, and, you know, it's not a burden for me to do a group call, right? Now, the guarantee in the membership, just to be clear, it's 1 call per week. I do not guarantee 3 calls. I do them because I'm a psycho. Okay. That's why I do them. But this is not a guarantee. It's just, I'm happy to over deliver. But if I choose to reduce to 1, that I will do that. Yeah. And what I mean by 1, I'm talking about me showing up. Maybe I'll decide to do 7 calls a week, and I'll have 6 other coaches every day, 1 coach per, you know what I mean? Like, I'm more than happy to scale it and have someone else to cover. But I'm saying I guarantee that once per week, you have access to me where I show up, basically. I do it on US Eastern time. I do Sunday and Thursday, 6 p.m. and Tuesday, 12 noon, basically. Yeah. And again, when you join the membership, you actually do a one-on-one call with my VA, Rose, and she will walk you through setting up your calendar. So you have it all listed on your calendar. And the link to join the call with Peter, if you need a one-on-one with him, like, you don't have to wait for the group call to get help. You can book a one-on-one with Peter anytime you want, right?
Can I also just say about the group call? Sorry, Eran. You can show up. He's there for 2 hours in that block, and you can show up in the beginning, the middle, or the last 20 minutes if you have a quick question. Just get a quick question answered, and boom, you don't have to stay. There's no requirement. It's like you can use it as you want.
That's right. Just show up. Show up. Let's put it that way. The best way I can explain the membership is, and obviously it's a funny thing because messaging, you know, I mean, Doreen, you're an expert at messaging, right? That's what you do, right? Messaging is something that we consistently tweak, because one of the reasons I'm doing this webinar is because my messaging on my VIP ticket absolutely freaking sucked, because I don't have 99 sales, and I should have 99 sales, because honestly, like, freaking A, like, for 147, this is not a crappy deal. This is a freaking good deal. Okay. So my offer, somehow it just did not resonate, or people weren't reading it, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to hop on a webinar and walk through that as well. Right. But again, that's just testing. You know what I mean? You don't have to be discouraged by it. But yeah, we consistently tweak because the market space shifts. That's exactly right. You know, also maybe there is also the aspect that people are getting probably a little bit bored with the term VIP ticket. Like, I think that could be a huge messaging error that I made by just calling it a VIP ticket. Maybe that's an error. Maybe if I call it something else, maybe just a sexier name would have been a better deal. Maybe, I don't know. Point is, messaging, you need to tweak it, you need to test it and stuff like that. So that's also something that kind of evolves all the time, right? So yeah, so there you go. I don't know why I got on the tangent about the messaging, but that was important for me to cover. Yeah. I was talking about that on the messaging. That's why I was getting to the point on the messaging is one of the messaging that I recently tested with my audience is explaining what is .com Trips membership. What is that? What is a tech support membership? So the best way I can explain it, it's a buffet of different services and education and support that you need to start, launch, and grow your online business. You don't have to eat the whole buffet. You just grab what you want. There's a whole buffet of courses. Grab the ones that you want. There's how to hire a VA, course on landing pages, courses on how to set up a course, a course on setting up a membership. There's a course about email sequences. There's a book on email marketing. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that, okay? Use the one you want, whenever you want, at the right stage that you want. You want one-on-one support? Oh, Doreen, you gotta go? No worries. Thanks a lot, Doreen, for being here. You want one-on-one support? Great. That's available. You want to show up to the group call to ask questions? Great. You want to come for 5 minutes, ask me one question and bail? That's cool. No worries. Whatever it is that you want to use whatever you want to have from the buffet, I'm giving the whole buffet. What you want to make use of, that's up to you. Okay. Either way, I think the price justifies, you know what I mean? Even if you take one piece of the buffet, I'm trying to make the price so it makes sense regardless, basically. Cool. That was all my questions that I've got. If you have any other questions or anything you want to chime in, you're welcome to chime in. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Whew. Action steps, please add the summit to your calendar, obviously, so you can show up. I mean, if you don't want to make a decision about the VIP or all access right now, that's okay. You could do it during the summit. Just realize the price is going to go up. 27 on the all access to 37, VIP 147 to 297. Basically, that's the difference in the prices. So, yes.
So, Eran, as a member and I became an affiliate, when I send a link to the summit, does that mean that's the link for the membership or a different link for that?
It'll be a different link for that. Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, you can book a one-on-one call with Zoom with Rose, who will walk you through the affiliate program and the affiliate links and all that stuff as well.
Okay.
I think Hillary had that. I think Hillary was a guinea pig for that, right?
Yeah, I was Rose's first call.
You were her affiliate guinea pig. I appreciate that, Hillary.
That was. She showed me how to filter Iran's affiliate emails in Google Drive, and the first word of your membership link will say membership, and the first word for the summit link, because everything else looks the same.
Yeah, totally.
So to book a call, it's Iran.link/Rose.
No, I'll give you that link in a moment. Let me just find it for you.
And if we were an affiliate before, that doesn't transfer, right?
No, that's right. For previously, I had the affiliate. Well, when you say previously, like you're talking like a year ago, probably, right? No, this is totally different software, and I actually closed that because the tracking of Kajabi was just it wasn't going to work. So that's why I closed it at the time, and I just relaunched it because system does have all that automated. So.
Okay, yeah, I would like it then. I'll set up with Rose and meet her and
yeah. Yeah,
because I totally believe in and trust all the advice. I've now known you over a year, and Peter and your whole team has been great. So
yeah.
I want to promote, and I hope you have over 1,000 people. Because if not, I want.
My lips are sealed.
And only one guest per household. I read the fine print.
Say it again.
I know.
There's only one guest per household. It's very strict.
Right.
Right?
I'm gonna go to the cabin and I'm gonna register.
That's
a different house.
That's
right. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Hillary.
Bye, Hillary.
Amy, I just put the link to book a call with Rose for the affiliate stuff.
I see it. Where does Rose live?
She's in the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, hey, Barbara. Barbara is a night owl, I'm assuming, unless she's in the US at the moment. I don't know if you can hear me or not, Barbara. So Barbara has also been in my membership since the beginning, since the same time as Amy, actually. She lives in Norway. You're in Norway now. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. That's right. You already got your VIP membership and you're in my membership as well. So that's awesome. So yes, Barbara, definitely would love for you to join the summit and we can get some stuff. You will be like #1 on my list. If you show up with content to build stuff, you will be like #1 on my list because you're in my membership and you bought a VIP ticket. Let me post a link for yeah, awesome. It's the middle of the night for Barbara. She's a night owl, so I just posted the link for the hub as well, Barbara, so you can check it out. Cool. Mona, do you have any other questions otherwise? No, you all good?
Good. Yeah.
All good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All righty. Well, thanks everybody for joining. Really appreciate you. I'll obviously post this replay if you want to refer back to anything. And this is going to be posted with a video from Searchy. So it's going to be transcribed. So if you're looking for a specific part, you just do a little search and find that section again. But yeah, that's about it. I'll wrap it up here. But yeah, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All righty. See ya.